Hello, I'm Chuck Martin, and welcome to the Voices of the Internet of Things. With me today is Doron Merdinger, CEO and founder of Doroni Aerospace. Doron has been CEO of Hazorfirm Limited, owner of Merdinger House of Design, and now founder of Doroni Aerospace. At Doroni, Doron is focused on transforming intracity transportation. Welcome here, Doron. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for inviting me, Chuck. Wonderful.
So this is not new. You didn't just start working in this last year. This started some time ago. Tell me why you started doing this and when.
Yeah, well, you started about almost 7 years ago, and time flies pretty fast here. Um, it was an inspiration, a moment of inspiration, as many things are, good things started. Flying car was always my dream. I'm sure it's everybody's dream. As a kid, I was very enthusiastic about science fiction, and I used to build and create in my room because I wasn't much of an athlete, so I had to choose a different way. My world was always creating, so I was just building it, building stuff, and so yeah. I mean, 7 years ago we started. I just saw this kid playing with a drone. The When I was stuck in a traffic jam, I was like, why can't we scale it up? And this is how we hit it off, basically.
So how did you start? Did you have found a company? Did you do it by yourself? What was the beginning like?
Yeah, so obviously I didn't know too much about aerospace, but I knew a lot about materials, about technologies, about fabrication process, and about the design. So I started researching around. I played with drones, and I started going online and understand who my team would be. Um, because at the beginning was even understanding the propulsion system. How is it going to work? Are we going to go for with propellers, with electric motors? I mean, what's the options are? And I found out pretty early that the technology was very premature at that time, batteries and motors. So I had to handpick those parts. But before that, I had to find, like-minded people, kind of skunkworks people, enthusiastic, hobbyists in the beginning, that were doing part-time professional, and I was able to find in the US and outside. And then we started defining what are we looking to do. Well, how is it going to shape up? What it's going to do? What's the flight control system? And things were coming together. As I like to pose a question and then challenge myself to answer, and I'm playing devil's advocate with myself. And if I don't answer, and if it's not good enough, I challenge people to challenge me, and I'm playing all the time back and forth until I'm getting, this feeling. Okay, this is it. You can't milk it anymore. That's it.
So I saw the video. You actually have flown this so-called flying car.
Yeah, yeah. I was sitting inside. I was feeling. It was very important for me to get the feeling. I knew when you create things, at least for me, I already have it in my mind. I like kind of feel it, but I had to actually, see or feel the how it flies. And I sat inside. I knew the system. I know the system pretty good because I was part of the team. And I trust my team to, and I just went inside and it flew amazingly. It was like sitting on a cloud, very, very comfortable, it felt very safe for me because, when I was in the Israeli Air Force one time, I was, flying in a helicopter, and I just didn't like that feeling. The vibration, there's a lot of, forces, opposite forces here. Everything was much more smooth. And also because it's electric, it's different. So the experience was like second to none. And I just can't wait to get the final product out there. I mean, this is really my biggest frustration, is that I want to already, present it to the world. And this is really, well, for me, it's already in existence for quite a while. It's just being more in focus, but it is, time is the fourth dimension, right? It's the illusion of dimensions.
So unlike a car, this doesn't have a steering wheel. It's a joystick, right?
Yeah, it's a joystick. It's a very simple, intuitive machine. If you're looking at a regular RC of a drone, there are two sticks separate. We just combine them. Obviously, we did, a lot of redundancies and a lot of ergonomics and a lot of thought in the process. The idea is that it will be very intuitive, very simple to use. and will reduce pilot error as much as possible, even given the thing that it has an autopilot, which self-sustained it in the air with a gyroscope and multiple of other sensors.
So do you see individuals owning these? Is that the vision?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, just go outside and see how the kids are flying drones today. This is how this is shaped. This is how it's going to shape up, and the autopilot just take control of everything else, and this is how we are looking at it as far as very intuitive. That will help you make the right decisions. Hopefully, I hope I answer all the questions that you asked.
Yeah. So what's a scenario? A person would have this in their garage and then just wheel it out and fly?
Yeah. So the idea is that you will be able to park it in your 2-car garage. You charge it there, and then you can taxi backwards, couple of yards, and just go vertical. Very simple. This is already has these similar capabilities. We didn't taxi back yet, but this is something that we're working on as well. It's just almost self-sustained. You would know your the altitude that you want to reach, just taking off, just give you full clearance, and you check all the systems. The system will run diagnostic by itself. You do a visual as well, and then you just go up. There are a couple of ways how to fly it. One of them is with a stick. The other one is just putting the address in. This is how we are developing it as well. So
do you expect that how high they would fly?
It should be able to get to about 8,000 feet. I don't think that this is where we really want to go with it, because like a drone, the higher you go, the more energy you need to use, the time it takes, and also the air becomes thinner at the higher altitude. I mean, the experiences for me is what's more important, and I want to be still engaged, looking at the surrounding, right? Like a drone. So unless you really need to, you shouldn't go there, because the whole idea is really the experience more about saving time. So you want to see still everything around you and enjoy how beautiful is our Earth.
You already have a few hundred orders for these things.
Yeah, we have a pre-orders or requests for over like 320. We keep getting, and people are putting money, and it's just we're not using that money. We're just putting it aside for when we start deliver those units. It's exciting how people are enthusiastic. We also have a lot of requests from people. Like there's a guy who sent us an email, which was amazing, who says, "Hey, I'm renovating my home and my roof, and can you please send me the dimension of Doroni? I'll be able to land on it on the roof." And
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that this has been long waiting for. It's as if like we're waiting for this all these years, and it's about time we should have it. And I saw an interview with one of the partners of Elon Musk. I forgot his name. Very smart guy, and he, and the interviewer asked him, "So we were promised flying car, and this didn't happen." I was like sitting there. It happens, man. It happens. You just be a little more faith. It's coming. I was talking to myself. Yeah, I mean, again, the propulsion system, the electric motors, propellers, very. I would like to say it's not even that much of advanced. We're making like the most advanced vehicle, but it's not that advanced because it's still using electric motors and propellers, and it's not like we're doing anything like electromagnetism, but we're doing something which is wonderful and definitely sustainable in a very big way.
So there's an explosion of this in the market. There are companies popping up all over the world that are doing similar things, not the exact same thing, but similar things, basically flying vehicles. Why now? The FAA just approved several already. They've put out their recommendations for a couple of years from now. What is it that's now that's making this all take off?
Yeah, so first of all, I think that there's a big movement of using battery, right? Better cells, like EVs, Tesla proved that this thing is sustainable, and everybody's following through with having electric vehicle. And we all know the battery technology keeps improving. And we started with the first iPhone, it was 30 minutes. Now it's like days, right? And the same with, with the cars. The beginning it was doing 50 miles, maybe even less, and now it's hundreds of miles. So we know the battery technology is getting there. We know the electric motors are getting there. So this is the first thing. And people are more aware of what's going on, in our ecological system. The world is warming up. Why do we need more roads? Why do we need to continue create asphalt and concrete and destroy our habitat? I mean, this is just, this is something that I don't understand. I mean, the governments understand that, and because it happens all over the world now. The US is a little bit far behind. South America even is more advanced in, Brazil, Australia, and Europe. And now we try to catch up, definitely China. So, and this system has been working for, I mean, drone, I don't know, like 14, 15, 20 years, those electric drones. And there's a big push with the federal and local government for it, for all electric, and also FAA, NASA is working on those, how to facilitate all the vehicles in the air working together. So it's a big thing. Things are happening. It's not just one company. And people ask me, why didn't it happen before? If even the technology was sustainable 20 years ago, there was not much of a public acceptance as of today, and and understanding. So this can work today also because of many exterior system like geofencing, like kind of invisible walls where you cannot even pass, or it's easier to control even than controlling a regular aircraft from the FAA perspective. They just can create some sort of invisible wall so you cannot even cross areas that are important, like airport or federal government or army bases, right?
So what do you think an individual to fly one of these, would they need a lot of training?
To our understanding, at least with what we're doing with the LSA, the LSA is going under revision. The current LSA, as of now, you would need to have to be over 18. You need to have a driving license or medical, and then you would go to a course about a minimum of 20 hours, 15 hours of flight, including 5 hours of solo, and then you do some sort of exam, and then you'll be able to fly this particular aircraft of this LSA specifically. So it seems that we feed under the new Mosaic rules that will go into that effect, that are going into that effect every day now. And we follow through with it. If I would compare it even to an existing LSA of today, this is much easier than to fly LSA. LSA, but today the single engine, it's an aircraft that it's take off on a runway and also landing on a runway, and this is just a 3-dimensional elevator, very simple to use, with just a stick, and simple. Just simple.
So do you have any sense of what kind of people are ordering them yet?
Yeah, we have all kind. We have doctors, where people want to play golf. Obviously they have to be people with money to do that. They can't in the beginning. They can't. This is what we expected. The enthusiastic. People who have maybe the Ferrari already, or have another exotic car, or even have a Tesla, and they're just maybe they were a pilot, maybe living, and they're saying, hey, you know what, I would like to experience that thing. I would like to do many stuff. You go to areas which I couldn't visit before. Maybe have a coffee. They're talking about coffee. Evito Cafe in Orlando. There's so many ideas in Miami. Thankful Florida is very going very progressed with that. It can accept because it's an aviation hub, one of the biggest, and we have the support of Space Florida here, so it's good as well. Yeah, the feeling is life is going to change.
So these conceivably could go from Orlando Airport into Disney World.
I didn't check the distance, but yes, it should. I think even and as an idea as well. Disney can use this as in the park as a joyride as well. There's so many things to do with it. Tourism, the service, high electric wires that you cannot approach with the regular helicopter because of the fumes. There's so many things. You can go to places in Alaska it's very hard to reach, or people say, hey, can it work in this temperature or that? To talk about wind turbines as well, that you cannot approach with a helicopter, or you can just do it with a boat until now. this can be used as well on yachts. I mean, there's just endless. I mean, every time I'm thinking about it, I understand how the world is going to change. It's amazing. I think it's a
Yeah,
good.
no, I couldn't agree more. These now in general across the world are around $300,000 US. When do you see the price over time coming down to be, I guess, more affordable for more people?
Well, the goal is to start mass producing it in about 2 years. It's a challenge to when you're saying prices goes down. I really want to make it as affordable. This is my goal, to make it, democratize flight, right? To make it more affordable. And really depends on the system we build. The beginning, obviously, the technology will be bigger, then it will be more condensed. But it also really depends on the price. And I'm not a prophet. I can't tell what's going on. The COVID just hit everything, just changed the prices all over across the country and the world. So, we wanted a different target price, and we had to go up. Things change. So I don't know what will happen, in a year. It's hard for me to say what will happen tomorrow, but in a year, 2 years, definitely. I mean, we will do our best, and I can tell you that.
So do you actually see a time where someone would go in and very much like a GPS, just put in an address and it would just take them there so they don't have to do anything?
Oh yeah, it's already in the planning. That's what we're doing. I would like even to think more than that, in my dreams, I'm thinking this will know where you are and can come to pick you up from your location. This technology exists of today. The question is it certifiable? I mean, I mean, it will be certifiable, but what stage? At the beginning, for us to start going to the market, we'll try to make it as simple as possible so it can be easily used and be safer and eliminate points of failure, and also be certifiable. But with time, those technologies will enable to do crazy things. I mean, these are already in existence. It's just creating a safe, sustainable package that people can use in its daily life.
Well, I look forward to tracking your progress. This is fascinating stuff. Thank you, Doron. Thank you so much. And thank you all for listening to the Voices of the Internet of Things.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. A pleasure.